Hello. Okay. So let me get my notes up. Because I want to be organized and give facts. All right, so this is my first time going live on YouTube. And let's see. All right, y'all, let's talk real quick about something that affects a lot of people, but most folks have never heard of it, and that's Ehlers-Danlos Syndrome, or EDS. Now, if you're new to it or just got diagnosed, first of all, I see you, okay? You're not making it up, you're not lazy, and you're definitely not weak. You're just have been given a different body than everyone else. Literally. We are our own little tribe. Okay, so let me read from my notes. Ehlers-Danlos Syndrome. EDS is a group of genetic disorders that affect connective tissue, meaning the stuff that holds your skin, joints, blood vessels, and organs together. For people like us, the collagen, which is basically the glue in the body, is too loose, stretchy, or fragile. This means our joints can move way past normal range, and hypermobility, which sounds cool until you dislocate your shoulder in the middle of the night or reaching for your phone. All right, some common symptoms include joint pain, frequent sprains, dislocations, unstable joints, easy bruising, stretchy skin. That's a symptom. Fatigue, digestive issues, and more. So those are just some of the grouped symptoms that we have. Common. It's a whole body condition, not just about being flexible. And that's not really much of a perk because you can hurt yourself so easily. All right. Many people also deal with related issues like POTS, where your heart rate jumps when you stand, or MCAS. That's an allergic reaction out of nowhere. Okay. The hard part, a lot of doctors don't really understand it. It is highly underdiagnosed and invisible to the naked eye. So you might have been just gaslit for years before finally getting answers, which is horrible to say the least. So why I'm talking about it right now, I have another video on my channel describing about EDS. I spoke on it, but I'm going to talk about why movement is so important with this disorder. Okay. All right. So here we go. Even though everything hurts, move sometimes, not moving makes it hurt even worse. Okay. Especially in the long run. Our joints are already unstable. All right. They're really lax. It's easy to get into so many different positions. Like, look at this. And I'm in my 40s and I can still do stuff like that. Okay. Let me go to my notes. If we don't move, our muscles weaken even more, which means even more dislocations, injuries, and pain. Movement boosts circulation. especially if you deal with blood pooling or POTS symptoms. It also reduces inflammation, improves digestion, and it helps flush out the stiffness that builds up. So even though you're in pain, once you do like a night like a 5-minute yoga stretch or something like that, you'll actually feel better. Like it will lessen your pain. You'll be able to tolerate things a little bit better. And just imagine if you're doing it on a consistent basis, what kind of health improvements you can make, what kind of medications you can come off of just from moving your body. I did it. Okay, y'all. Next thing, mentally, it helps with anxiety, depression, and that feeling of being stuck in your body. You don't have to do it all at once. Even 5 to 10 minutes a day is better than nothing. Okay. So I use yoga to help with my EDS as well as balance coordination with MS and strength and all that kind of stuff. So for me, it has been life changing and not in a traditional way. Okay. I focus on slowing down, deeply breathing deeply, and connecting to my body in a safe way and in a safe environment. Okay. I skip the deep stretches and go for stability based poses. Think supported bridges, cat cow, child's pose, seated twist, and side bends. Okay. Props definitely are my best friends, but I try not to use them so that I can like be, but especially when I need them or when I need to slow down, you will see me using my blocks. And that's when mostly my yoga sessions I do for myself or I don't record. So I use my props quite a lot, which are my yoga blocks or anything to help stabilize me. You can even use a couch pillow. Okay, y'all. I avoid anything that pulls too hard on my joints and that requires a lot of balance on my unstable knees or wrists. Okay. That's why you see me doing a lot of wrist movement and also why I try to focus more on stretching and strength poses, because those strength poses, when you come out of that stretch and go directly into a strength pose, that helps stabilize and balance that joint, whether it's your ankles, your wrists, your knees, and even your shoulders. Definitely make sure you stay strong. That's the best way I can describe it. And definitely honor your limits, never push past. And that's for anything you do, whether you have EDS or not. Okay. Never push past your limits because you can cause injury, which it will be fine if you're young, because you just bounce back really quick. But once you hit your 40s, you start to feel that old injury. We end up feeling our old injuries. As you get older, that's the real thing. So look forward to that. And it's not a horrible thing, but it reminds you, hey, slow down, you know, I would like use of this arm so I can wipe my butt. Okay. So strength training with EDS. Yes, it is highly advisable. I have found a lot of benefit from it. Let me read from my notes. All right. Strength training did not used to scare me at all, but not knowing how to do proper technique, that is what caused my downfall. I'm playing, but no, seriously, you need to have proper form and proper technique when you're strength training, especially with EDS, because you can go way too far. You can flex a lot further than the average person, and it feels comfortable for you. until, you know, something cracks and pops. Okay. So, all right. So with weak collagen, our joints need strong muscles to stay aligned. I focus on low weights, high reps, and always prioritize my form over speed. Seriously, because you may pass out, you know, because having EDS, you can have symptoms of dizziness, and I already have dizziness from MS. So I try to make sure I rest between sets, okay, at least 30 seconds to 45 seconds, which seems a long time, but you know, that's what you got to do to stay safe, okay? So, core work helps with posture and protects the spine. Even light core engagement, like pulling your belly in while you're doing a squat, it makes a huge difference. Now, your glutes, thighs, back, and shoulders are important for joint protection and balance. I use, as you guys know, I use resistance bands, soup cans. You know, I have weights now, but before I got weights, you know, there's anything. Or when I'm really tight, I'll use just my body weight until I can loosen up. um, you know, because you can do just squeeze and like imagine you're holding something and then slowly come down. Okay. So, some days I can lift, some days I can't. And that is okay because this is definitely a marathon. Um, we're looking for quality aging. Okay. I want to age gracefully. And by doing that, let's learn this stuff, how to do it properly now, apply it now so that you can be a pro, an expert in the future, you know? And you won't need assistance. You won't, your mind will stay sharp. So many things, so many different wonderful things to strength training and moving your body. So, let's get to the end. Recovery time. All right. Take it seriously, more serious than actually getting the workout in, because that's where you actually build, repair, and maintain what you got. Okay. Recovery is not a break, it's part of the workout. And with EDS, we need more time to recover than the average person. Our muscles may stay sore longer, so be prepared for that. It's like if you're in pain, stop, but soreness is not pain. Okay, guys? Okay. And our nervous system takes a little extra time to settle down after activity. I build in recovery days, not because I'm lazy, but because it's necessary. My favorite recovery tools. All right, I can move my points. Okay, Epsom salt baths to ease muscle tension. I got a new bathtub. I'm so excited to start doing that. All right. So again, but that's my go-to. Ice packs. I don't use heating pads anymore. My body just can't take it anymore. But heating pads can also help ease any muscle soreness. But I personally use ice packs because multiple sclerosis. I have MS, so you know that's the other one that I want to keep happy. You get what I'm saying? I want to keep that one happy. This one is a genetic condition. We can work with this, okay? EDS is genetic. You gotta get a genetic testing done. Even if you, I highly advise you get a genetic testing done for EDS. And the main reason is because if something happens to you, like what happened to me, I had an aneurysm. And if I had the vascular form of EDS, there are like 13 to 18 forms of EDS, so classifications. But if I had had the vascular form, I would not have been approved to have brain surgery to remove the brain tumor in my head, and I would have definitely passed. I would not be sitting here talking about move your body. Okay. So I'm not saying that to scare anyone, but it's best to know so that you can handle your body the best that you can. You need to know everything about yourself. Um, and just tell your doctor, I need a genetic testing for Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, blah, 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 blah. They may do an in-patient test where they might have to do, like it's a little scale, they'll have you do a few things. And which I explained in my first video about EDS. It's in one of my playlists. It's in, I, look. Okay, y'all, don't get at me. All right, so I stretch in bed. I don't do as much because, again, MS. If I stretch too hard in the bed, I start getting cramps. So I can't stretch. And then we overstretch because we can, I can crack my sternum, that like my neck can crack and pop. So all of those things, it feels great because we need that release. You'll get that release doing maybe yoga in bed, maybe yoga before bed, and definitely yoga once you wake up, and have time to fully rejoin your body, from La La Land. I do love foam rollers, massage balls, and I do have tennis balls that I put under my feet. Um, Actual rest, like naps, doing nothing, or watching Netflix without guilt, if that's what you want to watch, or Tubi. They got some good stuff on Tubi, y'all. So let's see what else I got here. I also hydrate all the time, all the time. And I fill my body with as good as food as I can. I'm not going to be perfect all the time with that. And, why put that pressure on myself? I eat the best that I can, the most I can. And sometimes I might take a potato and fry that up because I have French fries. Did I buy them? No, I fried them. Anyways, they were delicious. Anyways, I can still smell the oil because, like, oh my God, y'all. All right. So, let's see what else I have here. Especially protein and magnesium rich foods. Um, Sleep is sacred. I protect my sleep at all costs. And when someone interrupts it, they don't they don't get the good side of me, period. It doesn't matter who it is, if I'm interrupted in my sleep and no one calls me. So if you call me, you better be calling me, for life and death, because don't nobody call, so I'm sitting here thinking it's important when my phone rings. So yeah, I'm very particular with my sleep because our body needs rest, our brains need rest, and we need that recovery. Okay, that is self care. Put your like and that's part of the naps. People, you know, ugh. Anyways, all right. So here we go. There are days when you have flares. In those days, it's okay to say no. It's okay to say no for anything, but especially on those days when you need extra care, it is okay to say no. Let me go to my notes. Movement might look like gentle stretching in bed, a few yoga poses with support, maybe in a chair or actually sitting on the floor with your back leaned against the wall. You can do some stretches or some poses like that. Walking around the room just to get some blood flowing, or nothing at all. I personally do not beat myself up about it. You know, like rest days are part of the healing process. Pushing through the pain only leads to setbacks where you got to start all over again. Like, That's annoying, right? And that's something I have learned the hard way. And sometimes I have to keep relearning that because I got to tell myself to slow down. Okay. Um, Definitely be soft with yourself. Your body is not broken, it just needs more care. You're special. Ah, okay. All right. So, from my personal experience, I have some tips. I had to completely reframe what fitness and wellness meant to me. I'm not chasing aesthetics, I'm chasing stability and energy. I track how I feel after movement, not just physically, but mentally too. Listen to yourself. Those little words that come, like that's your thoughts. Listen to your thoughts, okay? I also celebrate the days that I show up. Like I'd be like, for real, for real. Even when it's not, even when it's just me sitting on the, sitting, just doing some floor yoga, or just laying in meditation. Okay. Progress is personal. For us, just waking up with just a little bit less pain is a win. Okay. All right, y'all. So we're almost done. About to get off of this thing. So if you're living with EDS or any chronic condition, I just want you to know you're doing amazing. Okay? You're doing amazing. Start small, make the movements gentle, and then work your way up. But don't overexert yourself, especially if you're new to movement. Gentle walking, slow, um, I would say, I like to go on my purpose walks, and that's just doing laps around the house, maybe counting my steps, maybe counting how many horns are honking outside, or doing other things that are meditative while walking and getting my body moving and going, especially when I'm in a lot of pain and I can't leave the house because I'm like, I'm here, I'm safe. It's okay. Let's just breathe through it and then figure out what movement works for us at that time. Okay? Thank you guys so much for joining me on this little intro and information on how you should look at movement when you have EDS. I hope you got something from this. Even doing something, small things lead up to progress. Okay? Thank you guys so much for joining me. Peace, y'all.